Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I have a little treat for you. I have a review on the KastKing Crixus Armor X. I bought this reel almost a year ago. I've used it. I have two. I bought one, had it for like a week. Knew I was pretty impressed with it. Ended up buying another. So I've had two of them for almost a year now. I've had one on my flipping stick and another on my football jig rod. So, two rods that see a lot of use for me anyways. And I put them there for that reason. That way I could get a lot of use out of them, so I could really get a good idea of how I felt about it. Now, I'm not going to read the description or go over a lot, but I will give some of the key features on it that made me interested in this reel. It has a 4 carbon disc drag system, has 17.6 pounds of drag, which for me is a good number. Never had any problems with it flipping. Has a aluminum frame, which is the big deal about this reel. This is the Armor X. There's a regular Crixus, which does not have the Armor X, and then does not have a aluminum frame. Then the Crixus Armor X has the aluminum frame. Other than that, they're identical reels to my knowledge. Just the frame material is different. This it only weighs 6.8 ounces, so it's not the lightest, but it's not the heaviest out there. Has audible drag click, and then a audible spool tensioner, which is almost a must for me nowadays. Has the wing grips, which I'm a fan of. Has custom branding or logo on the wing grips, and it also has the branding on the spool tension knob, which I feel like both of those are a really nice touch. It's a 9+1 bearing. You can only get these you can get them in a right and left, but only in a 7.2 to 1 gear ratio, which I know is a pretty common one nowadays. A lot of guys only use 7, which I don't recommend using only. But if that's what you use, then it's whatever you want, or whatever you feel comfortable with, whatever you want to do with them. It's totally up to you. But just know that this only comes in a 7.2 to 1, which I wish they had it. That's the only problem I see with the reel, is it's pretty limited, and that it only comes in a 7.2 to 1. That's my only gripe about it. Other than that, there's no big problems with it. I haven't had any problems at all with it. It's been a super solid reel. Casts great. Casts super smooth. Very far, farther than my other reels. It's very smooth operating. Reel's great. Doesn't take much, and it just kind of keeps going. I've been a big fan of this reel. To take the side plate off, it has a little lever there, or a latch. It's flush. It's not going on its own. You really have to get in there with your nail. Twist the side plate off. It does come off. It's not hinged, which is a pro and a con for. It's a con for most people, but some people prefer that anyways. There's your spool. I know you can't really see much of it because it's spooled up with braid, but there's that. The reason I really took it out was to show you the line guide. Now, the line guide is funneled. Now, I know that's not new, but in the description, KastKing claims that the way it is funneled causes it to actually cast further. They claim that the funnel design is one of the main proponents and the reason it casts further. Now, whether I know that that's true or not, I don't know. But compared to my old Lose LFS speed spool and my my Lose Tournament MBs, not the MP, the MB, it's the last model. The MP replaced it. But comparing it to the LFS speed spool and the Tournament MB, this does outperform them both by a considerable amount. I believe the handle is a 95 mil over an 85, which is nice. It's really nice for getting over those fish, especially in the flipping application I used it in. I have put this right up against the LFS speed spool whenever I had it on the football jig rod. I kind of went back and forth just to compare, and this definitely did a lot better. my opinion. I'm not sponsored by KastKing. I have a friend who is, and you know, he kind of got me into them. These are the only KastKing reels I own. But you know, I went to him. I was kind of interested in trying one out. He you know, helped me land on one. But again, not sponsored, not affiliated with them. This is a completely unbiased review. I have no reason to say anything good about the reel, and I have no reason to say anything bad about the reel. Although I haven't said anything bad, and there's nothing bad to say other than the fact it's annoying that it only comes in a 7. That's my only gripe, like I said earlier. But there's not much to say about it. You know, it's got good features to it, especially for the price. Aluminum reel, aluminum frame, such a big deal. The aluminum frame is the biggest plus to this reel in my opinion, alongside with the price at only $89.99. It's really good for the features it has. The audible spool tension, you know, that's a luxury. The wing grips, they're a luxury. I like the thumb bar. It's not padded or wing grip or nothing, but it does have a small it has a pattern on it. Makes it really comfortable. Adds a little bit of grip, but it's not overly. It almost gives a padded feeling. I don't know why it does that, because it's not, but it almost feels like my old tournament MB, which was padded. For the longest time, I actually thought it was. It was only until recently I figured out that it's not. But it's super comfortable. I don't know what they've done with it, but it's very positive click. Really sets good. I haven't had any problems with it jamming or not going all the way. But great reel. Can't say enough about it. Huge fan of it. If you do buy it and you prefer to, if you're a maintenance guy and you like having plenty of grease in your worm gear up here for your line guide, I will say it does not come with very much. I know why they do that. A lot of them anymore don't, because they're trying to squeeze every bit of performance and casting distance they can out of them, and that's fine. A lot of guys prefer it that way, but for me, I don't really care too much. I'm on a boat. If I want to get an extra 10 feet, I'll just troll over another 10 foot. It's not that big a deal for me. But for maybe some of you bank anglers out there, or you know, shore-based anglers, doesn't have to be a pond or anything, but if that's a huge deal for you, I mean, just don't put extra grease in them. But this outcasts it. It just casts smoother, casts farther, casts better line control wise. The brakes on this reel, along with the spool tension, do a great job of not letting it overrun. On my football head jig rod, casting a 1/2 ounce, I could usually keep the brake on either 4, 3, maybe somewhere in between, kind of like that, and it would cast just fine. Minimal thumb control, and that was with, was it braid? Hold on, let me check. Yes, it was braid on my football head jig rod. So on the braid, you know, like I said earlier, I kind of you know, test them back to back. The KastKing definitely outperformed. Huge fan of the reel. Can't say enough good things about it. So at the end of the day, I highly recommend the reel. If you're looking for a more affordable reel for any reason, whether you want to splurge on the rod or put a little bit more money in the rod, which I definitely suggest. I feel like the rod is more important than the reel for many reasons, but we won't get into that. But if you want to save a little bit of money on your reel so you can put it into your rod, you don't have a ton of money, which is fine, or you just are budget conscious, the KastKing or the Crixus Armor X is a really good option by not compromising on your frame, which is an aluminum frame is essential. If you're serious at all, you definitely need an aluminum frame. Longevity wise, performance wise, you get a lot more time out of your reels. They're a lot better over a graphite frame reel. So again, can't say enough good things about it. That's pretty much it for the review. If you guys liked it, please give the video a like, share it for, to someone who's looking into these. If consider subscribing to the channel. I'm going to have more content coming up like I've already created, but I'll be on the boat. I'm going to have some in-depth tutorials on more advanced fishing techniques, so stick around for that. If you're interested in it, you can hit the notification bell. That way you can stay up to, or kind of in the know on when I'm uploading those videos. So again, thank you guys for watching. God bless.